Today's Philadelphia Eagles news looks at the common thread with the team's free agency additions, how much salary cap space is left and more. NBC Sports Philadelphia's Dave Zangaro examined some themes in the Eagles' moves over the past week by comparing the additions with the subtractions, and one thing popped out: culture fit. Zangaro writes, "You can argue the merit of all those moves, but it seems pretty obvious that the Eagles like what they have going in the locker room and are trying to do what they can, within reason, to keep that chemistry. Look at that list of players. They're all really well liked in the locker room. Jason Peters, Brandon Graham and Jason Kelce are the three longest 10-yard players on the team and are all leaders. There was also a possibility not that long ago that all three weren't going to return in 2019. Zangaro juxtaposes the players the Eagles are bringing back with two who were jettisoned: defensive end Michael Bennett and offensive lineman Stefan Wisniewski. There was chatter from both of those players about more playing time and from Bennett about a pay raise. The Eagles can't keep everyone on the roster happy, but it helps to be preemptive, even if it means sacrificing some production. When the Eagles made their run to the Super Bowl during the 2017 season, the team's chemistry was lauded. It seems like they're trying to replicate that." Breaking down the Philadelphia Eagles cornerback situation after Ronald Darby re-signs, the Eagles have plenty of cornerbacks with experience on their roster for 2019. The salary cap can be fickle to figure out, especially at this time of year when contract details are being reported and there are plenty of moving parts, players coming on and off the books. For example, subtracting over the cap, the two most popular sites dedicated to track the NFL salary cap, have the Eagles listed with $22.86 million and $21.157 million, respectively. But according to MMQB's Albert Breer, there's a little bit more than that left. In his weekly Monday morning column, Breer laid out the 10 teams with the most cap space and the 10 teams with the least cap space. The Eagles aren't in either category, but Breer highlighted how the Birds have gone from being the 7th tightest team to the cap, $15.59 million, to having the 11th most room, $28.82 million. That's a good amount of room to play with, and it probably has something to do with the low cap numbers in the first years of contracts for players like Graham and Malik Jackson. But apparently, Executive Vice President of Football Operations Howie Roseman still has some wiggle room a week into free agency. Here's a look at the rest of the day's Eagles news. For Temple's Reichwell Armstead, the small details are what really matters with Eagles Chase Daily watching. Gallon, Penn Live, has Deshaun Jackson, the Eagles' prodigal receiver, changed his diva ways. McLean, Philly.com, FMIA, how the Odell deal got done, and an NFL free agency wet blanket. King, NBC Sports, why 2018's power teams are sitting out 2019 free agency. Breer, the MMQB, grading the move. Eagles make puzzling decision to bring back CB Ronald Darby. Kapadia, The Athletic, the little Eagles that got a children's book. Kamsky, Philly Voice, with few options at RB, Eagles might have to get creative. Culp, NBC Sports Philadelphia, the Eagles have a running back problem, but free agency isn't the only way to fix it. Frank, Delaware News Journal, Eagles open as early favorites to win the NFC East in 2019. Godin, Bleeding Green Nation, let's be negative. Lawler, Eagles Blitz, grading the Philadelphia Eagles through 1 week of free agency. Gallon, Penn Live, Eagles roster breakdown, where do they stand after the first week of free agency? Berman, Philly.com, Eagles front office, Howie Roseman are blowing it this time. Cataldi, Philly Voice, common theme in Eagles offseason has been culture building. Zangaro, NBC Sports Philadelphia, Deshaun Jackson receives warm welcome during first public appearance back in Philly. Godin, Bleeding Green Nation, Philadelphia Eagles on Penn Live. Daniel Gallon covers the Philadelphia Eagles for Penn Live. He can be reached at dgallon@pennlive.com. You can follow him on Twitter and Facebook. Want the latest Penn State sports news delivered to your inbox? Click here to learn more and sign up for Penn State Today, our morning newsletter that keeps you up to date.